Every entrepreneur dreams of overcoming all challenges to experience the sweet taste of success and to see their business soar to unrivaled heights. AFFIN Bank propels your business forward by offering banking without barriers and supporting your business goals.
Looking for a medical card? Just start tapping. After all, we tap every day. We tap to buy stuff. Tap to communicate. Tap to work. Tap to play. And now with AXA, we can tap to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Introducing eMedic, the first ever online medical card in Malaysia. Yes, that's right. You can now tap for medical protection. Just tap to purchase. Tap for strong hospitalization benefits. Tap for personalized consultation. Tap for rewards. All for a monthly premium that will make you tap your fingers in excitement. Fast, easy, and affordable. Isn't that fantastic? Tappity tap your way to a peace of mind with AXA eMedic now.
Hi everyone, welcome to the SME BizChat, a series of interactive business talks organized by AFFIN Bank /AFFIN Islamic to learn about the latest trends, to connect with industry innovators and discovery of business tips to support our entrepreneurship journey. Find more business webinars via the AFFIN Bank SME Colony mobile app. And today's webinar session is on the stories of women in business. Thank you so much, AFFIN Bank, for having all of us at today's session. And first up, I would like to introduce our panelists for today. First, Ms. Joanne Rodrigues. She is the CFO of AFFIN Bank with 23 years of experience in the financial services industry. She's responsible for formulating, directing, and controlling the bank's overall financial plans and policies, as well as accounting practices. She's one of the few top leading female C-suite executives in the financial services industry in Malaysia. Next up, I'd like to introduce Puan Sri Nisa, popularly known as Nisa Bakri, the founder of the F&B brand Nisa Bakri. She majored in finance, economics, and business management, and she turned a passion for cooking into a business and became a homegrown personality chef who inspires families to cook healthy and delicious meals. She has traveled around the globe introducing Malaysian delights. Nisa has developed 3 categories in her business: Nisa Bakri Gourmet, RTE Frozen Healthy Meals for Confinement Moms, and RTC Instant Paste. And her continuous achievements in the F&B industry has made her receive numerous awards recognizing her efforts, passion, and her contribution to the young gen, inspiring them through her social media and her CSR work, cooking for orphanage homes, frontliners, and the homeless. And next up, we also have Puan Sri Sabrina. She is the Chief Executive Director and founder of Tanah, Aina since 2009. Tanah Aina resorts offer an unforgettable, authentic ecotourism experience set deep in the rainforests of Malaysia without guests having to compromise on modern comforts, which has received numerous international and national awards. Puan Sri Sabrina is also the president of the Association for the Protection of the Natural Heritage of Malaysia, known as PECA Malaysia, as she has been vocal for years about continuous logging and deforestation in the country. Puan Sri is also the president of Women's Sports Fitness Foundation Malaysia, an organization devoted towards the empowerment of women through sports, fitness, and health. And last but not least, myself, the moderator. My name is Renee Tan. I'm the founder of H.E.R Entrepreneur, where we harness the power of women in entrepreneurship, leadership, and relationship, an omni-channel media platform for entrepreneurs to be inspired, educated, and empowered and connected through our online resources, monthly sessions, and annual summits in Asia. I'm also the founder and MD of Hashtaqs, where we uplift businesses in brand transformation and omni-channel marketing, advisory and implementation, and also internationalization of businesses. Let's welcome all of the speakers today. So I have my first question, and this is directed to Ms. Joanne, right?
Okay.
I know you have 23 years of banking experience. Share with us, what has your journey been like so far, and some of the highlights or challenges that you've faced in this industry?
23 years, definitely a lot of challenges. I started as an idealistic young auditor in an accounting firm, and the journey was never a straight line. Here you had to go backwards sometimes to go forwards or sideways. I moved from an audit firm into the banking line very soon, not too long after I started, and I've been in that industry ever since. From there, I think I moved every 4 or 5 years into a new role, just trying to keep it fresh. If you ask me what my challenges were, it's really the big projects. Those are the defining points in your career or in your life. Whenever you face a particular time where you have the worst and the best experiences, those are defining moments in life, also in your career. And that was one for me where I had to implement something, it required me to travel extensively, I had to give up time with my kids who were still young at that time. Thankfully, it all turned out well, obviously. What is the challenge? The challenge is always about balancing, especially for, I guess, women, balancing family time and work time, trying to make it work. And even now, that's still a challenge for me, even after 23 years, because for me, I have a new addition. I have a 3-year-old now. So balancing my current role and another new 3-year-old, that is also another new challenge. But life, it always throws you curveballs, and you just have to go with the flow. It's been a very interesting 23 years, and it's brought me to where I am today, which I'm grateful for.
You still look young, so it doesn't look like it's 23 years, but wow, right, juggling family, work, and also time commitments and so many other things as well. As all of the viewers, as you are viewing the Facebook Live, you see that there is a comment, right? It says that fill up your feedback form, right? Fill up the form and get to win some of the vouchers. So that would be 10 ringgit Shopee vouchers to be won, and there are 200 vouchers up for grabs. So do, fill up the form, okay? Now I have my next question to Puan Sri Nisa Bakri, right? You're so enthusiastic about cooking, and that's why you started Nisa Bakri Gourmet business. And in 2015, you were recognized by Nona magazine as one of the most inspiring women entrepreneurs in Malaysia. So what is your, how's your entrepreneurship journey like, and what's your next step?
Okay, entrepreneur journeyship. Okay, I think I've received numerous awards since 2015 for being recognized sharing Malaysian delights around the globe. I've been to Spain, I've been to London, I've been to Indonesia, to Brunei, Singapore. Everything just started off from just publishing a cookbook, and then that was where the whole career in this business, in the F&B business, began. So you see, there was a point, we what's my next step, but it all started, I kena cerita sikit lah, about how the ups and down, because business was not easy. You see, when you start something really fresh, because from a cookbook, then it took me around the globe. Then when you have ups and downs, there was a point that I just you know wanted to stop because I wanted to give up. So I have to tell you this because it is something maybe everybody wants to know. Because in every business, we have our downs, and during that down, I just told my husband, cukup lah. I think give up. It's okay. I'll just stay home and relax. Um, and this is what my husband told me. He said, uh, "You will never be happy staying at home, and for you relax is kerja. See, don't give up. Learn from your mistakes and do better. I'm here to stand by you." So my husband said, "Success is not about how much money you're gonna make. The money will come when you're making a difference in people's life. Not just telling your story, but able to inspire them to make the change they need to better their life. That will be the real success." So his words actually changed me. And until today, I turned the whole business around. Although during the COVID, everything just, collapsed. You from down, you naik balik, jatuh balik. So I guess that's business, and you need so much of semangat and willpower to and believe in what you're doing. So what's my next journey? I've gone completely on digital platform, on online. So the three categories that you mentioned earlier, Renee, regarding on the hot meals, which I'm on Heyho.my, just 2 months ago when it was established, because earlier Grab didn't take home cooked meals. So, but now Grab Food does. So, things are changing. Home cooked chef, home cooked kitchen. So I developed it all online, and my home is my kitchen. I make a very nice kitchen, completely with all the SOP, and that's the first part. And then online again, going through dropship. So I just started with dropship. This is where what my husband said deeply touched me, and it woke me up. When you build something, you build a business, it's not about making money for yourself. It's about making a difference, which is sharing the distribution of your wealth. And I felt the right way now that is so apt with the COVID, with everything that's going on. People losing their jobs, they're, some are retrenched, some are lost, and income has completely, even the middle income to the upper income also have, drastically financial safety or financial capabilities, and everything has just dropped. So how do we do this? So it's helping one another, membantu satu sama lain, which I started off with dropships. And even I just started it, it's so promising. And I hope this is my next entrepreneur journey, is helping others to lift up themselves. And the only way I can do this is via business.
All right. Thank you so much for your, sharing. So it's true, right? And the same goes for lady bosses, right? Behind every successful woman, there's also a supportive husband.
Exactly.
Right. So
Yes,
very blessed to
definitely.
have supportive family members as well, so that we can meet our career goals too. All right. And The next question is for Puan Sri Sabrina, right? As the president of the Association for the Protection of the Natural Heritage of Malaysia, known as PECA, you have a strong passion in nature, right? And therefore the business. Share with us what inspired you, right, to start this Tanah Aina Eco Resorts business.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Okay, if you talk about eco resorts, ecotourism, which is deep in the rainforest, I would say that not many women are daring enough, to venture into this business, because it's so much of challenging, and mainly it's a male dominant business, you see. But because I suppose because when I was young, I have always been an avid nature lover. I was born in Penang, so it's always like beach, Penang Hill, beach, Penang Hill. That's always been what I like to do. So I like to spend most of my time outdoors and enjoy being surrounded by nature and all that. And maybe because I came from broken family, so nature is always like my mother. So we are so lucky. Malaysia is so lucky that we have beautiful and pristine forests that we do not appreciate. So we have rivers, we have waterfalls, beaches, name it. We have everything, and we have all the flora and fauna. But along the way, Renee, I have seen so much of destruction that it really saddened me. Why is it that Malaysian do not appreciate nature, do not appreciate what we have? I mean, I have traveled, I have seen a lot of forests. I've traveled everywhere. I've even been to Amazon forest, but I have never seen a beautiful forest like Malaysia. So that started me to say, how can I make the society, the people come and be connected back to nature? Because we are so into development, we are so into urban that sometimes we don't care what we have at our garden, all right? And that we cannot buy anymore. Once our forest is gone, it's gone forever. It will take hundreds and hundreds of years to come back. So that's why I built Tanah Aina. I built Tanah Aina first, Tanah Aina Farasurai. That's under my first daughter's name, and that's my first resort. And it was in 2010. So now all the resorts that built all named after my children and also my grandchildren. So as you see that, I don't know whether any of you have been to Tanah Aina. You must come to Tanah Aina. If not, you're not Malaysian. So each Tanah Aina has its own unique, and we offer the guests very comfortable. So you don't have to be dalam hutan, in the forest, we are scared and all that. And because of so much of destruction that I saw, the logging and the mining and all that, so I decided to create this NGO. It's called PERKA, Pertubuhan Pelindung Khazanah Alam, and I became president in 2013. And it's a lonely battle, and it's a losing battle, right? Because it's not easy to fight with the big boys, is it? So the challenges that I'm having are the authorities, and you see now it's not even monsoon season, and it's it rains a lot. So I think about time, all of us should put on our, we should be responsible to really take care of our nature and all that. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it's not just Malaysians, right? Even I myself, I will definitely want to come back to Malaysia again and visit your eco resorts. Looks really beautiful, right? Sometimes we just have to get out from the urban city, right? Just to relax and just be stress free, right, for a moment at your place. Okay, so the next question is for all of us actually. So it is not an easy journey for most entrepreneurs, right? It's not just about women entrepreneurs as a whole, and especially during this period. What has inspired all of you throughout this journey, right? Any particular, motivational moment, feel free to share. All right, let's start with, Joanne, followed by Puan Sri Nisa, and then followed by Puan Sri Sabrina, and then I go last. Oh, please unmute, Joanne.
I'm not exactly falling into the category of an entrepreneur. I'm a career person. Of
As
course,
a leader, right?
It is, it's a dream. I mean, really to go into your own business, but you're talking about the motivations. I always draw motivations from people who, from ladies, who have come before me, or those that are very prominent, because they give us that inspiration to do better. When you look up, for me, it'd be my mother, because my mother was also a CFO when she was, working. So she is one of my biggest inspirations. And when I see people like Puan Sri Nisa and Puan Sri Sabrina, I mean, that really is also a real motivation for me. Oh, thank you,
All
Renee.
right.
I mean,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Joanne. Yeah, and next, Puan Sri Nisa.
Okay. What has inspired me and motivate? Two things that happened. So panjang sikit cerita ni lah. The first one, you see, I have a habit of procrastinating things. Everything is, tunggu dulu, I'll get back to that. This was a habit I used to have. In 2004, I was doing my second degree in economics and finance because I just love to study. I had a brain tumor. So it was like a really big stab, totally unexpected when I had this brain tumor. And it was like a thing that nudged me, and that after going through the whole process, it changed me, because I was always taking things easy. I was like, I want to make money, I want to be rich. It was always about I. So uh, that changed that moment. It struck me about time. It stuck me about life, you know, and it just brought me up that, oh my God, I don't have time, you know. So it changed to me, and I changed my whole perspective about my life. But that wasn't enough. Few years later, then I became an entrepreneur. I decided to become an entrepreneur and go around the world and equip myself. I wanted to equip myself with enough knowledge, how I can actually impart that to others. That was my ultimate goal setting. But that wasn't enough. In few years later, I think it was 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2008. Just to cut the story short, my blood test, which I always go every year because of my brain tumor, I'll go every year for a medical checkup. So it was just, I don't know, it was probably meant to be for a certain reason. My blood was exchanged with someone who was terminally ill, a leukemia. So the doctor came back to me and said, you have not much time to live. You're sick. So I was like, at that time I was in the plane and going to Bangkok, and it was in end of the day. I have to come back the next day. I remember it was Labor Day, and I had my own doctors who said we're going to do a complete thorough medical checkup. So there was 48 hours where the knowledge that I have 6 months to live, and I'm not well, and I haven't got time. And I have this little girl that's doing her A levels or O levels, I think. And can you imagine? I have 6 months to live. So again, the brain tumor, and second, this thing. 48 hours, I started to plan my whole life for the next 6 months, what I'm going to do. You see? And then when the test came back and said it was a total mistake and error, I don't know how that happened, but you're going to live long. But you see, why did that happen to me? It has to be a reason. I changed another 360 degrees that I felt I don't have much time to live. So I'm not going to think that, oh, I'm going to live longer. I got more time. I can do this. I can do that. So everything was very fast for me. I wanted to do things fast. And I used to hang on with sedekah sekejap je lah. Nantilah I will do my charity, my CSR. Everything was lenga-lengo, like that. But those two things completely changed me, my principles, my values about life, respecting other people's life, how I can help others, even the little change, if I can do a little bit, even if it's not a big difference, I'll just do it. It doesn't matter. I don't expect anything in return. I don't expect any appreciation or anything, as long as I do it because I need to do it, because I know how valuable life is, how valuable love is, how valuable respecting others, respecting time. All this has actually motivated me, inspired me. You see, it's like a chess game where I never lost. I always lose with my late father, chess. He was such a brilliant chess player, and he always taught me life is not about black and white. It's not like a regime, it's not like a uniform. It's like a chess game. Every move you make, it has a reason, it has a motive, it has a goal, it has a matlamat. When you do it, you're planning, you strategize. So that's the value of life itself. That's how big life itself, the gift of life itself, is so huge that sometimes we don't appreciate. But until something like that happens to you, that is when you change for the better, or it can be for the worse. But we always hope for the better, of course. I learned the value of time. I learned the value of my time. I learned the value of people's time. And, you know, I learned success is not about money. It's not about how much money you have. It's how I can change someone's life for the better. That's for me a great achievement. So this is my story.
Oh, that's really inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really close to your heart, and you're sharing with the audience today. Thank you. And how about Puan Sri Sabrina? How about yourself?
Thank you. Just for just for your information, I do not have any background in hospitality. I don't have any background in management, in creating buildings, and but because of, I suppose, passion. So this eco resort was built everything from the ground. So it was not an easy journey for me, to enter such a competitive industry, because to introduce an eco-tourism experience, it's a very much aimed at a niche market. Because many years ago, when I started this journey, is mainly to to educate the public on how to conserve and preserve our natural. That is my main aim. So until now, we still doing it. So Tanah Aina, we built about four eco resorts now. Yeah, but only two are open. The other two, because of this pandemic, so the business are not good at all. So it's affecting the ecotourism. So I remember when I first received an award from Berlin. It was in 2015. So that motivated me more, to create, to build more of Tanah Aina. So that's why we have about four now. And also we have 3 restaurants and all that. Yeah. But mostly Tanah Aina is, if you go to Tanah Aina, mostly it's about preserving. It's always nature around, there's always trees everywhere, and there's a river flowing. So that is Tanah Aina all about. So, but Tanah Aina, I have to say this, without my workers, without my staff, no way I can be what I am now. No way Tanah Aina can develop like this, because I have a team of extremely hardworking and dedicated staff, yeah, who has been working since Tanah Aina was built, and until now they are still with me. So as I said just now, Tanah Aina is always about preservation, is always about conservation, and also about protection. And as I said, ecotourism in Malaysia, we can always, I think we can make ecotourism in Malaysia as one of the very successful industry, I would say, because Malaysia, as I said, Malaysia is we have the most of everything. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I could resonate a lot of your sharing today, especially Puan Sri Nisa. You spoke about procrastination. That's also one of the areas before. I mean, my story was that I did pretty well in my past corporate role before I stepped into entrepreneurship. Of course, it's comfortable in the corporate role, right? You get paid regardless, right? You can take leave, right? Some people say you're an entrepreneur, you can start anytime, work any hours, right? But that means 24/7, right? They fail to realize that. And there's a lot of procrastination as I transited. And then when I was about 3 months pregnant, my dad passed away suddenly in 2016. That was out of the blue. We were not prepared for it because it was just a heart attack, right? And it's not something that anyone could prepare for. And I was shocked. We were all shocked, so shocked. And, I was 3 months pregnant. I couldn't even share the good news, right? On that night itself, it was the first time when we went to the gynae, and that was the first time we saw the baby, right? So the joy between, myself and my husband. Felt the joy. And then at night itself, which was about 10 plus p.m., we received a call. So the call from my brother, and he said, something happened. You gotta come. I said, oh, what happened? Something bad happened. So I thought, okay, really, really bad, right? And we rushed down, and police was there. My dad passed. So that was really scary, At that point, I was thinking, what about procrastination, right? If you don't do what you need to do or you want to do, you don't know whether you could live another day. You just don't know, right? So I decided, whatever that I want to do, just get that going. And by end 2016, I incorporated the business formally. I gave birth 2017 January, and I launched, the first conference, H.E.R Asia Summit in November that year as well. And I wore multiple hats, of course. I was the producer of the program, speaker. I did the speaker acquisition. I did the sales sponsorship. I did the marketing all on my own, just to try and make sure that it works, right? Before I start hiring a lot of people on that project. So, so we went ahead with it. And though there were a lot of naysayers during that period, why bother doing this, But I felt very strongly why I created H.E.R Entrepreneur besides the other business was that as a female entrepreneur, I find that there was not much of a support from like other female mentors and whatnot, because our sphere of friends are all working, right? All working for people. That's quite common, right? You have a kid and you say study hard, and then you work for some big corporations. That's always the case, right? So it is a really lonely, terrible journey, right? And I decided, develop H.E.R Entrepreneur, which is an inclusive and diverse community. There are men and women in this community. There's C-suites and founders of very big companies of various stages, to be honest. And we inspire and educate each other as well. So this also motivated me, right, with the insightful sharing from the government, corporate leaders, the entrepreneurs, and very much. And also the family members. Some people would say that, it's so difficult to manage kids, right? It is. And kids may be a barrier to your success. But I see it the other way around. I see them as a motivation. Makes me want to do better, work harder, so that I could, give them better, environment, education, right? So it's always thinking positively. So that's on my side. And one question to all of you. due to the COVID-19 outbreak, many businesses have been disrupted. We spoke about that briefly. And we also spoke about how some of you went digital, right? Many businesses have adopted digital transformation. What are your thoughts about this? And how do you adapt this to your business model? And let me pose this question to Puan Sri Nisa, followed by Puan Sri Sabrina. Thank you.
Sorry, moving towards digital, you mean?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I think there is an advantage in the happening of COVID. It's just like for me, I was totally offline. I did not pursue online or the digital platform until the COVID happened, and of course, my business was totally gone from like it just like up and it just vertically down. When it happened, everything closed, and what do I do? So when I started, the first thing I did is I did collaborate with another socialpreneur called Gourmet, and we started to do frontliners. So I think we were one of the pioneers who started to just start with giving, giving first, because what can you take when you have nothing to give? So that's how I started, and we were doing with orphanages as well for many years. So I just increased that, and I shared with my friends who came and supported me, and they needed to also do giving. So they knew food was one of the best way to give. So started from that. Then I got my team. We started to go online, which was so difficult. I can tell you, it is not as easy as we all think. Going online and hey, go online, tap this, and the business is going to come in. No, no, no. So everything is learning, is e-learning. But last year, although it was COVID, we actually did better than the year before. And I think it was because of the giving. I focused on giving. And this year, we have moved to online. So 95% of our business is gone online. Like I was mentioning just now, Hey Ho.my is hot meals with Grab food. Then we have the confinement mother's preparation of pre-packed meals, frozen healthy meals, focusing market. I think what we needed to do that I moved in was into the digital market platform was focus. I need to be focused and I have to be consistent. Consistent is so important. If I'm not consistent on my digital platform, I will be forgotten, and what I'm selling or what I'm doing, everything will be just forgotten. And we need to do marketing, you need to do sales. Just like what you're doing offline, but you need to do that online to keep constantly remind people, hey, I'm here, because it's a norm that manusia ni mudah lupa kan. So you have to do this marketing to create awareness about your branding, about what you're doing, and of course the drop ships. And now they have apps. They have very good software on the app that I don't need to actually do it from scratch. So everything is done for you, this app, and you make sure all your agents are all registered there, and you just execute. So I think I should have done this much earlier, really. So this pandemic has its advantages. A crisis can open a door for opportunities. It's whether we just want to look at it, we want to search for it, we want to be positive about it and not drown ourselves in depression or going on to the losing end. So that's how I feel about the COVID. It has its, I think in every crisis there is always an opportunity.
Yeah, right. So there always will be an opportunity. Depends on how we steer our perspective, right? And how we stay positive.
Exactly.
How about Puan Sri, Sabrina?
Well, yeah, I agree with Puan Sri Nisa. Yeah, we should stay positive and all that. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to digitalize ecotourism, because ecotourism, you have to travel, you have to be there, right? So I would say that so far during this pandemic, I've been jobless. Except that the restaurant, we just need to, they can only tapao, So, but now with the new, they just opened today that with 2 doses of vaccination, you can enter restaurant. Am I right? So, but still, people are still scared. This. So I don't know how long this pandemic going to end. I don't know how long the business are coming back. We don't know. Nobody knows actually. So but I believe that once everything is open, the first thing you should do is back to nature. Go to nature, yeah, surrounded with yourself with nature, because you know that over there we have clean air, all right, and you can you know play with the water. The river water is so clean and all that. So you can do forest bathing. I don't know whether you have heard about forest bathing. It's so interesting. So these are the things that I look forward to do. But at the moment, while waiting for this business to come back, or pandemic to get over, to be over, so I would, mostly creating a lot of, I'm doing a lot of baking because I love baking. So there's a lot of new menu and all that for the restaurant and all that. So that's the only thing I can do. So hopefully that it won't be long, because it's so difficult to sustain the businesses nowadays, especially restaurant and resorts, yeah, because it's really bleeding at the moment. So that's happening now. And I really hope that because I remember last year, a few months, yeah, when they opened for a while, that when the pandemic was over, and remember at that time, and then few months, about couple or 3 months only, everybody is rushing to go to go to the local resorts and all that, and it was doing very well, and suddenly it stopped. So uh, whatever we can do now, just pray and pray, hope everything goes well. Thank you.
Right, right. We definitely hope that we're able to overcome all these challenges really soon. Now, Elon Musk once said, right, some people don't like change, but we need to embrace change if the alternative is disastrous. I'm very aligned to this quote. And for us, digital transformation happened really quickly. And we worked very closely with one of our tech clients to transform, be it from communication to, before it was face to face, now it's all touchless communication, to running live face-to-face conferences, to virtual summits and webinars like this. Productivity tools to track performance. CRMs, we've always been using it since day one, so that is not too difficult. We also see the transformation of how sales should be done. Before, we used to do a lot of cold calling, right, to prospects and whatnot. But that doesn't work anymore. It's about digital relationship building to generate leads, to generate sales. But this time you could use, social media like LinkedIn to reach out to C-suites and decision makers. It's also different. And surprisingly, they will respond to you. If you were to call them the office, you never could get them. But this time, if you LinkedIn them, the big bosses do respond. So that's, some things have changed, definitely. We've seen so many things happening, and we also do see that the community, the industry leaders, some are really suffering, right? Because of the business, it becomes really stressful. We can't wait to go to your eco resort, really. Puan Sri Sabrina, we really need to relax. So even for us, we think that innovation is key. Innovating is important. And so we are also launching a tech product. In fact, I'm in one of our vendors' office right now, in our game conceptualization for the development. So, the business can slowly evolve or even pivot, or it has an additional branch. I think we can't stop and wait. So that's my take, right? So the next thing, even the banks, right, are evolving, and a partnership is ever so important. And the banking and the insurance industry has digitalized as well. So they've got the SME Colony, the mobile app powered by AFFIN, where the ecosystem can enjoy exclusive deals, and we all can also purchase the AXAE Life Protector and the AXAE Medic insurance via SME Colony as well. So for those of you who are hearing this, feel free to download the SME Colony app by AFFIN. So the next question is also, what is your biggest challenge of remote working, and how do you balance out your time? Right? Let's start with the entrepreneurs, and followed by Ms. Joanne after. Okay? Let's now start with Puan Sri Sabrina first.
All right. Honestly, as I said just now, that nothing much. I can't do remote working because, as I said, my business is totally different. It's just that I need to sit down and think of how to create, how to upgrade the resorts and all that, and also how to, maybe change the menus in the restaurants and all that. So I'm a person who can't sit quietly. I can't stay home too long. I have to go here and go there, and I'm quite lucky because the forest make me like how to say make me positive, I would say, because I've spent a lot of my time in the forest, and a lot of going to the river, swimming and all that. And what we are doing now is like we are just doing the maintenance of the forest, maintenance of the resorts, because when you have buildings in the forest, it's very, I would say, it get it destroy very easily because it's so damp inside there. So that are the thing that I'm doing now. Besides creating new recipes and all that. So yeah, that's all.
All right, thank you. And how about Puan Sri Nisa?
I admire Puan Sri Sabrina a lot because I follow her IG, and she's swimming in the river, and
I think you ladies are following each other, right?
I mean, the way she does things is like I want to go there right now, and I wish I could. I mean, it is in my plan, in my list, to actually go to Tanah Aina and spend my weekend there with my family, because she does it so beautifully. And she herself is a great brand, to be honest with you. And I totally understand about, working remotely is, for someone as active as her and someone as hyper as me as well. It's very, very tough. Although I spend a lot of time in the kitchen, still, when I want to relax, it's like, oh, I got to get out. And now, it's been, I think, 2 years. I have not gone anywhere. 2 years. So that's how my 2 years, my travel is to my kitchen, from my living hall to my kitchen. That's where it is. That's the traveling. So it's not easy. And I think my team, it's not easy for them. Especially one of them recently got COVID because her building was high alert. She got COVID, but she's recovering. She's okay. The family's fine. And of course, for her, it's very frustrating because she also thought who always comes and help out. So, remote it's really not healthy at the same time. You have to do a lot of other activities to keep yourself busy. Yet you can actually go down into a depression mode. And sometimes when you're depression mode, you can even get sick, because even if you're not, you feel like you're sick because you're so confined to within the walls. So it's not a very healthy thing. But what I do with my team is I talk to them a lot. We have in our group chats. I talk to them, motivate them. We have jokes, we laugh, we share things, movies or anything that's funny, out of work kind of stuff, to keep each other feeling lifted, and try to appreciate our life. And I said, spend more time with your family, because when everything is going to be fine, you got no time with your family. You're going to be with me. So I just say things like that to just perk up everybody up. Yeah. But
Yeah, that's great.
on the big side, it's not very easy. Yeah.
And how about Miss Joanne? I mean, leadership abilities have definitely evolved with remote working. So, how do you encourage your staff to stay motivated and productive? I assume some do go to the office, but some still stay, or most do stay at home, right? So, how would you go about it, Miss Joanne?
Hi.
Yes, not sure whether you heard me.
Sorry, Renee, I just got cut off. But if
It
you could
got cut
just
off.
repeat
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure, sure, sure. I was just asking, about leadership abilities, right? Definitely it
Yes.
has evolved with remote working. So how do you encourage your staff to stay motivated and productive?
Oh,
Because there are
yes,
things
yes.
like, different colleagues probably they have different behavioral patterns or traits, especially working from home. They may act differently, right? Because
Yeah.
of the stakeholders that they are facing now has changed, right? It's family members. So, I mean, how do you deal with your leadership style, and how do you deal with motivating your staff? Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about remote working and that everyone working from home now is that you lose that face-to-face interaction because talking to each other through the screen is really different from when you are in front of the person, the body language and ultimately we're all social creatures, right? And we enjoy that human interaction. Even now, before this, we were just talking before the session about how, if it wasn't for COVID, we'll all be together and, talking to each other and maybe having coffee together and sharing experience because there's certain things that doesn't come across uh, as well virtually. I mean that's the fact. So for my team, we have two types. The introverts are quite happy working from home, I think. But on the most, they also miss the interaction with the colleagues. You can bersimbang and you can chit chat. During lunch, you don't have that anymore. And for me, it's about keeping that connection. So I got to make sure that, and it's a real effort to make sure that you keep connecting with the team regularly and making sure that they know that you are available at any time to contact you so that they have a forum to come in and contact you. Before they could just walk into your room and just tell you any problem. Now they have to pick up the phone. That's maybe a little bit more difficult for them to do. So you've got to keep maybe weekly meetings, bi-weekly, just to make sure that everyone has that access and to keep them, as you say, motivated. Yes.
I see. So in general, we spoke about mental wellness, right? Also about social cohesion that's so important. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And there are a few questions here, right? There's a question from Andy. What are the major significant changes you made either by choice or circumstances to address any specific challenges in your area of business or work? Anybody has any point to make for this question? Major significant changes you made either by choice or circumstances to address any specific challenges in your area of business. Or work.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think from going offline to online, uh, that's a major change on my business, on my food business. Because we used to have seminars from banks and private organization used to do big seminars, conference, and management meetings where we always supplying food. But now all that's gone, so it's totally not happening. And even contracts, you don't get contracts anymore. Everything is like ad hoc. So offline is become very restricted in many ways. So by choice and also by force, you going to the digital platform also have changed my perspective about how effective going online is. I didn't have the time before to look at it, but now I'm learning so much, and the knowledge is totally endless learning about it, and you get more creative. You have many platforms. For instance, like I was just thinking outright about Tanah Aina. Um, Being an ecotourism industry, you have to be physically there, but alternatively, uh, creating some earth products, that it's very rare to find, leaves or the herbs that drop off in the forest that can actually be used. That could become like a nature product that we can actually be found on a digital platform under Tanah Aina product. It's just a thought that these are the things, I think, changes. We need to be positive or creative um, on with the business these days. Yeah.
Yeah, Puan Sri Nisa, yes, we do have our own product, like teh, means like kuching, right? And we do have our own durian, which is chemical free.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
Wow,
luckily
do you
that
ship to
it's now,
Singapore?
yeah, my durian selling in Singapore
Sedap,
actually,
sedap sangat.
because it's chemical free. And luckily there's durian outside, durian season, but it's finishing. And also we do create our own soap. Yeah, our own. We have a lot of all the vegetables. We have our own farm where all the vegetables are brought to the restaurant. So it's yeah, that's that we are using our own vegetable, and we do have also that, and I also have five ponds, I mean, fish ponds, five fish ponds. So also the fish from our own pond. So most, I would say all not, I wouldn't say organic, but I would say chemical free. So now I only pray that, now with the, they say that 2 vaccination you can travel. I just hope that this interstate, all this police block, all be I think it's enough of them. It's so troublesome. You enter here, there's police block. You enter there, there's police block. I don't understand why is the sense there. Even though you have COVID, would the police know or not you have COVID and all that? You see, so yeah. So hopefully that this police, blockade or whatever can be. I would say that's it. Finish. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
I see. Well, I mean, there are attendees who are asking you if there are any special promos or packages, at Tanah Aina once
Oh
we're
yes,
allowed to cross
yes,
state.
yes. We do have
I'm sure there
a
will
special
be, yeah.
packages.
So,
Yes. Oh, now
uh-huh.
now it's already open, but still very slow. So we have a lot of discount. Thank you.
Right. So one final question, as a leader in your fields, how can we empower women in the workplace? This is for all of you. Yeah, and for all of us. Who would like to start first?
Um,
Okay.
I can say something. I think we have to foster aspiration, diversity in managing. We have to accept the gender diversity also, establish goals and improving gender diversity, business goal setting, um, you know, championing success, celebrating it, making them feel they can achieve what they want to achieve in the right way, mentoring them, coaching them. These are things I think the young generation who are climbing the ladder in leadership, in wanting to become leaders, they all need a mentor. Everyone needs a mentor in order for us to go to to the ups, because it's knowledge. You need to be coached and mentored properly. Otherwise, without the proper knowledge, you you might mislead people. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I say
How about
something
yourself?
here? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think women are multitasker. That's why I believe that women can be better leaders. So, and women, they are capable of doing much more than we are told. To even though we are silenced for voicing out our opinions and wrong for fighting injustice and all that. So to me, it is my goal to empower and to pave the way for strong women to endure the hardships that we may be put through along our journey. So I believe that, I think that women, we should be brave, and we must not, we must not put each other down. So we can do a lot of things, a lot. We can do a lot if we help and support each other. So that's that. I really believe in that, because unfortunately, like for example, in politics in Malaysia, we do not have women as a prime minister. We do not have women as a chief ministers, and we do not have women in a lot of ministers. In ministers, apa nama, pegang-pegang jawatan, all that. So, but we talk about in companies, women are doing very well. So I think it's about time that we must support each other and all that. Thank you.
How about Joanne?
Yeah, I totally, echo what Puan Sri, Sabrina, and Puan Sri Nisa mentioned. And women are different from men. We all know this. And they tend to be quieter. Not, may not necessarily be the ones that speak out more. And I think as women, in general, we have to be able to cut through that clutter, especially in the workplace, and to really focus on the contributors, as opposed to sometimes it's the those that are the chest thumpers, and those that make a big noise, because we naturally are attracted to people who maybe speak out more and talk more, and then we overlook those that are quieter. And naturally, my observation, women tend to be a little bit on the quieter side, not because they don't know it, but it's just perhaps a bit of nature. And if we can just cut through that, and then we look at people for their contribution, and I guess to encourage women to find their voice, to be able to speak out and find their place and that confidence and all that. And I think it speaks of what Puan Nisa mentioned as well, Puan Sri Nisa, about the mentorship. That mentorship for women, I think, is very important.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Yeah, I mean, women play multiple roles, and I do agree with all the pointers that you ladies have shared, and that is why, for me, clearly, when I created H.E.R, is the acronym of harnessing the power of women in E, entrepreneurship, leadership, and R, relationship. So in our, with the possibilities to succeed, right, our relationships with key stakeholders in the family, also at work, it's very important. We need to balance that. It's only with their support and encouragement then we are able to kind of do our work well, right? So all of these are interrelated. It is something that for women is quite unique. We have to support each other in those areas. And for mentors, of course, it's a difference, right? If you have a female mentor who has gone through the life stages, they kind of understood, where a younger entrepreneur or intrapreneur or corporate leader, how she is going through, and can advise along the way. It's not just about work, right? It's about the life as a whole. So thank you so much, ladies, for sharing great insights with us today. And thank you so much, AFFIN Bank, for having us, for inviting us to this wonderful SME BizChat session. I greatly appreciate it. We've come to the end of today's program. If the audience would like to connect with any of the speakers, any one of us, feel free to ping us on Facebook or on LinkedIn. All right. Any last quotes? Maybe we'll end off with a quote each, if you like. Any inspirational liner for the audience?
Okay. I would say food connects the missing dots in our life puzzle. So, it's also our oxygen. And it's also the connection of love and everything else that life offers. So stay positive, everyone.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to add?
I can add something. I mean,
sure.
Since we're talking so much about change,
just to share with you all, I I produced 2 books, and I know Puan Sri Nisa, she has her own recipe book. You should show us, your recipe books. But mine is only for baking, so cookies and cakes. And yeah, that's
nice.
there. So we have produced our own recipe book, and also Tanah Aina, story about Tanah Aina, how it started and all that. And also let me advise to everyone that, live to the fullest. We live only once, so live to the fullest. Always keep learning and learning and learning, and always be positive, be strong, and walk straight. Thank you.
Okay, Joanne.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that, we talked a lot about change. So it reminds me of something I've read from Robin Sharma, who who mentioned, and I really like this quote, where he says that change is always hard at first, messy in the middle, but beautiful at the end. So, let's hope that, this is the case for all of us.
Yeah, for me, we spoke about procrastination just now. And for those of you who are thinking, when is the right time to do something? To me, there is no perfect time. Just like the stars will never be aligned, and just like the traffic lights will never turn green at the same time. So if you decide to do something, just get on and do it. I think that we kind of wrap up and sum up today's session. Thank you so much, ladies, and thank you so much, AFFIN Bank, for having us.
Thank you so much,
Good touch.
Renee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Puan
I hope you
Sri.
enjoyed it.
See you. Bye.